Shalom. This Shabbat, the Jewish people begin the annual reading of the Torah. We start again with Genesis. In a one-year cycle, we will read the entire 5 books of the Torah. Every congregation in the world following the same weekly reading. This week is the rich Sedra, or section, known as Bereshit. So much in this reading to talk about. God is introduced as creator, forming the universe out of chaos, separating light from darkness, land from water, the sun, moon, and the stars, vegetation, every manner of winged creature, life in the sea, land animals, a human being. After 6 days of creation comes a 7th day, sanctified as the day of rest, the Sabbath, the Shabbat. We're also given a parallel account of the creation in the 2nd chapter, where we encountered not just one man, but Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, forbidden to eat from the fruit of the tree of knowledge and from the tree of life. A serpent convinces Eve to eat from the tree of knowledge. She influences Adam to do the same. As punishment, God banishes them from the garden. All this in one Torah portion. We're also introduced to Cain and Abel, then the first murder. God forces Cain to live the rest of his life as a wandering nomad. We read of generations of humanity so corrupt that God wants to destroy the world, yet one worthy human being, Noah. Noah finds favor in the eyes of God. That's a lot for one Torah portion, for one Sedra. So what should we talk about this year together? Well, how about going back to the Adam and Eve story? And remember Adam and Eve being exiled from paradise. The Torah is gorgeous in its mythology, because even if the first humans could find their way back to that garden after they were exiled and find that tree of life, we read in Genesis, in chapter 3, verse 24, Vayigaresh et ha'adam, and God drove out the man, Vayashken mikedem legan Eden et hakruvim bet lahata cherev, and stationed east of the Garden of Eden cherubim and the fiery ever-turning sword, lishmor et aderech eitz hachayim, to guard the way to the tree of life. Cherubim, strange, angelic, mythological creatures. They appear again in the Torah. Where do they appear? In the book of Exodus. Their sculpted form decorates the Ark of the Covenant, where the Torah, the words of God, will be housed. You can find that in Exodus, I think, chapter 25. So they guard the way to paradise to prevent humans from finding the tree of life. But these cherubim also stand guard over the Torah, the sacred text. And we as Jews call the Torah our tree of life, our Eitz Chaim. Now, today I'm in the chapel for this video, and next time you're here, I want you to look up at the eternal light that shines over the Ark of the Covenant. That's where we house our Eitz Chaim, our Torah scrolls. You will see, if you look very carefully at the eternal light, the Ner Tamid, you will see cherubim etched in the design of the Ner Tamid. Now, what are cherubim actually? You're going to have to put me in the camp of those who subscribe to the idea that they're merely symbolic. They're a throwback to the ancient world that the early Israelites lived in. But as a result, that makes them far more significant and far more meaningful to me, because they teach me something here in this text. Because in the Torah, the narrator this week is saying they prevent, these cherubim, they prevent the way to the Eitz Chaim, the tree of life. But in Exodus, they also show the way to the sacred words of God, our Eitz Chaim, our tree of life, found in the Ark of the Covenant. So physical paradise, immortality, may be beyond humans' reach, but the cherubim may be teaching us to stop looking for the unattainable and come sit by the warmth of our sacred teachings. Because if you want purpose and meaning, if you want to learn about living a life of decency, kindness, love for one's fellow human beings, if you want immortality, look for the cherubim, not by the road east of Eden, but hanging above, showing you the way to a divine text. And for us, the Torah, the sacred text, is where you'll find the real Eitz HaChaim, the real tree of life. As Jews, that text begins to unfold for us again this week. And I hope you'll join us this Shabbat as we rediscover the Hebrew text known as the Torah. Amen.